Barakada Yahweh, Barakada Yahabushai, Bahasham, Rakahakwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to your sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video. And in this video, I'll be profiling this short clip from Paul Samuel Roa's YouTube channel titled, Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? And in this clip, it's a bunch of, scenes from, looks like TV shows and movies with people trying to answer this question. And in some instances, they give a decent answer to it. But the main problem is that they don't go through the scriptures to answer these questions, which when the spirit of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is dealing with you, you can go directly to the scriptures and answer the questions that are being asked in these various clips. But without further ado, let's play these clips and go to the scriptures to answer that question, why do bad things happen to good people? And this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
This is interesting.
What's that?
There's a lot of good questions here, but you haven't asked me the one question I get asked almost more than any other.
No? What's that?
Oh, take a guess.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
That's the one.
No, that's not on my list. And frankly, I don't like that question very much.
No? Why not?
Because it's not really a question, is it? It's a complaint. What it really means is, why do bad things happen to me? And the person asking is assuming they're a good person, which seems arrogant to me.
Let's go to our first precept. This is Mark chapter 10, verse 18. And this is the Son of the Most High, whose true name is Yahawashi, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus speaking. And Yahawashi said unto him, Why callest thou me good? ? There is none good but one, the Most High. And hey, that answers your question right there. The only entity that has always been good and will always ever be good is the Most High, whose true name is Yahweh. Yahweh is righteousness, is goodness, and has never committed any sins. Yahawashi committed sins, but he didn't commit them in his incarnation as Yahawashi, because what you have to understand is that reincarnation is biblical. When you die, you go to the spirit world, whether you were so-called righteous or so-called bad, and you're up there till about the third or the fourth generation, when you're reincarnated through the loins of your family line, through the seed line of the males, and then you come back onto the earth and live out your judgment. So when you see bad things happen to people in this life, it could be judgment from wickedness they committed in a past life, or, wickedness they commit in this current life. And Yahawashi, if you can receive it, was King Solomon in the reincarnation. And we know the sins that King Solomon committed in his past life. So while Yahawashi committed no wickedness, no sins in his, incarnation as Yahawashi, when he was King Solomon, he went off and followed other gods, which helped in breaking apart the kingdom of Israel. So he paid for them in that incarnation. So when you see bad things happen to so-called good people in your daily life, you have to think about that. What have they been doing behind the scenes? Because we know a lot of people out there like to put up that image like they're a good law-abiding citizen. What could they have done behind the scenes to cause this judgment? And on the other hand, what did they do in their past lives to receive, these things happening to them? But let's get back to the clip.
But Paul, bad things do happen to some very good people. It is a big question.
Yes, I know.
And I'll answer it if you'd like.
No, let's move on.
Okay.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
Well, to answer that, one would need to know the unknowable, the mind of God himself.
And through the scriptures, the Most High gives us what his ideas are, on these topics and how he's set things up and how they play out.
Sometimes the meaning of a tragedy can be difficult to comprehend, but if one has faith, all things have meaning.
But why would a loving God allow these tragedies to happen? Does the Lord, as Mr. Frank suggests, want us to suffer?
Yes. Then this is an argument you always hear from these Christians and a lot of these atheists out there. How can God be bad and allow the devil or Satan to do all these horrific things? Or if there was a God, then why does he allow all these things to happen? What does it say in Isaiah 55 verse 11? My thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are not your ways. Who are you, as a creation of the Most High, to question your creator? The Most High doesn't owe you anything. You're the one that owes the Most High everything. And then on the flip side of that, it's because the Most High is in control of everything. He creates the good and the bad, the good and the evil. It's all through his will that everything plays out. You have to look at this life of ours as a movie. We're the actors in it. The Bible is the script, and the Most High is the director. And everybody has been set in their predetermined roles to play out their role. But let's go to that question about if God was a so-called, all-loving God, why would he allow bad things to happen? Why do we suffer? This is Isaiah 45, verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. There is no such thing as free will out here. Everything has been predetermined. All the good things, all the bad things, and it's all from Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to fulfill his will. Deuteronomy 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power, or God with me. And this whole thing of no free will even extends to, so-called Satan, the devil, which people with a lack of understanding of the scriptures thinks that there was a war in heaven, and Satan with his own free will and his angels, had a war against God, and then they became the fallen angels, and now they're, in control of the evil on the earth to try to bring about, a satanic kingdom on the planet Earth. Well, even Satan himself does not have free will. Go read Job chapter 1 and chapter 2 to see that when the sons of God came before the Most High, Satan came with them, because Satan is a son of the Most High. He's actually his top left-handed angel. And you'll see that when Satan asked to afflict Job, that's the main thing he did. He asked. He didn't tell the Most High he was going to do it. And he didn't get the go-ahead to do so until the Most High gave him the go-ahead to do so. So again, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Most High is in control of every situation out here, and it plays out exactly how it needs to play out. So just because you see something bad happen to a so-called good person, that was through the will of the Most High. And remember that Mark chapter 10, verse 18, why callest thou me good? There is only one good, who is the Most High. And going back to reincarnation, something bad you see happening to somebody who, looks like an upstanding citizen. What did they do in their past life? Hell, they might not be so squeaky clean on the surface. They may be doing some wicked stuff behind the scenes. Let's get back.
I asked for strength. And God gave me difficulties to make me strong.
And I'll give it to this pedo priest, how he, explains things. Hey, he makes a very good point, because when you do pray to the Most High for something, contrary to what Joel Osteen tells you, the Most High isn't just going to give it to you, with so-called no strings attached, or with gummy bears and cotton candy. The Most High puts us through adversity to build you up, which, when you see anybody that has succeeded in this life, so to speak, let's go on a carnal level, they became, they started a successful business, they're a great athlete, anything like that. They had to put in hard work, blood, sweat, and tears to get what they wanted and to become the best. And it's no different with the Most High. When you ask for strength in different areas, the Most High is going to put you into situations to build you up, which is the only right way to do anything. You have to, go through that adversity to build up that strength. If you're just handed everything, you don't respect it. You're contemptuous of it. And, I can give a personal example of this. For the longest time, I prayed to the Most High for more patience, and I got a job, which, everything seemed good on the surface. But on this job, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So, I was slogging and going through the job. But as I went through the job and, one bad thing just happened after another, what happened? It built my patience. So as things kept going on, but I kept building my patience, it became easier because I just expected things to go wrong. And what? I had patience when they did go wrong. And, now I'm in another job situation, which, there's still stuff that goes on that job. And, even in my daily life now, when people give you an attitude or, situations go wrong, that patience that I built up from that previous job makes a lot of this stuff seem like baby shit. So, hey, I asked for patience for the Most High, and he put me through adversity to build it up. That's a quick side note, but he is about to make a good point on things. And this is a good mindset to look at when you do pray to the Most High for things. It's not going to be a cakewalk when the Most High puts you in a situation to grant you what you prayed for.
I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered.
And in your opinion, can we, in fact, hold God accountable for every tragedy, every stubbed toe, every broken heart? Does God owe us justice?
Like I said earlier, God, so-called God, doesn't owe you a goddamn thing. Everything you're going through was predetermined by the Most High for you to go through. And the Most High uses, us to fulfill his will. We don't use him to fulfill our will. And that's an arrogant, prideful way of looking at things. But that's what you get when you're living under the rulership of the wicked, the biblical Edomite, or these so-called white people who the Most High created to hate from the beginning and have no chance at repentance or salvation in the kingdom of heaven. But let's go to Romans chapter 9. I'm going to read verses 19 to 21. And when you read earlier in the chapter, well, shit, let's just get it since we're here. This is Romans chapter 9. I'm going to jump to verse 11, and then we'll read down a bit and then get back to that 19. For the children, being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Everything before your birth has been predetermined by Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, so that you can fulfill your will, so that you can fulfill his will in this life you're living. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. And the first son to come out was who? Esau, Edom. And the second was Jacob, who is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So from the beginning, the Most High created you Edomites to hate you, and for the sins of your forefathers, which through the reincarnation, we know that you are your forefathers, you will pay for it and you will be judged for it. And even Esau, because Esau was Cain in the reincarnation. And what did Cain do? He slew his brother Abel. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Most High forbid. Hey, remember, does the Most High owe us anything? Can we blame the Most High for all the bad things that happen in our life? For, a stub toe, we lose our job, all that shit? For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but the Most High that sheweth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. There's another example, the Exodus story. The Most High was hitting ancient Egypt with those plagues, and Pharaoh wanted to let the Israelites go, but what did the Most High do? He strengthened Pharaoh's heart so he could go that much harder against the Israelites. And then what happened? When the Israelites finally were let go of Egypt, Pharaoh followed after them, and Pharaoh and his forces were destroyed in what? The splitting of the Red Sea, or really the Gulf of Aqaba. And even an atheist until this day has heard of the Exodus story and the splitting of the Red Sea. They know the names Moses, Pharaoh, and all that. So the Most High, as it said back in Isaiah 45, verse 7, and Deuteronomy 32, verse 39, I form the light and the darkness. I create good and evil. And as it said up in this Romans chapter 9, what? That even before the children were born, whether they were good or evil, the Most High already had everything predetermined how it would play out, because we have no free will and we're just playing our roles that the Most High has set up. Some people are set up to be the good people, as the children of Israel are, and some people are set up to be the bad people, as you Edomites are. And then again, going back to reincarnation, something that happens to a so-called good person can be what? Judgment for something they did in their past life. Verse 19, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? And what did that Edomite lady say? Do we have an argument against the Most High? Can we, blame him for everything bad against us? Shalt the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? We have no argument against Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. We are in the positions we are in through his will. How, as it's about to say, hath not the potter, power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? The Most High has set up everything to play out exactly how it's going to play out, and we can't add anything to it nor take anything away from it. What if the Most High, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endureth with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction? And this fits with you Edomites today. For these last 500 years or so, you seem like you've done all these horrific things to the planet Earth, especially against the children of Israel. And what? You've seemed to have gotten more powerful and powerful to where you think that, hey, the Most High is on our side, or there is no Most High. But as it just said, enduring with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, and to make his power known and shew his wrath. Just like ancient Pharaoh, the Most High has built up you Edomites, just so that when he takes you down, that's going to magnify his power that much more, that he is in control of everything, and that you were nothing more than puppets to him. And just like everybody remembers the Exodus story, when you Edomites go down, and for the rest of eternity, they're going to remember your downfall. But let's, since I've been saying it, let's get into a few more of these precepts. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Point blank, period. Whoever perished, being innocent. When something happens to somebody and you have an understanding of the scriptures and the will of the Most High, no matter how innocent they seemed, no matter if it was a 2-year-old baby that fell out of a window, a mother of 5 that got in a car crash and it killed her and 3 out of 5 of her kids, you have to ask yourself, what did they do, in their past life through the reincarnation to receive this? Or were they doing something behind the scenes that was wickedness? So now that judgment came to them in this lot. And when you understand things like that, you look at this world in a much different light and with much less emotion. You look at handicapped people, or, stuff like that. And like that, it's like, look, being a human, you naturally feel, some kind of way. You may feel sorry when you see somebody in a wheelchair with a handicap, or they get in an accident and lose 2 arms. But then when you use your understanding of the scriptures, your mind goes back to, hey, whoever perished being innocent, what did they do to deserve these things? And remember, what did Yahushua say? Why callest thou me good? There is none good but the Most High. It's like, I'm getting some water real quick. I'm parched. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under heaven the place, slacking. I always, mix up those 2 words. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. And what is, under the sun? Earth. And this is where the judgment plays out. That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, where good and evil plays out. Because in the spirit realm, so-called heaven, as people call it, no wickedness or unrighteousness takes place there. It is in perfect order and harmony. And when you read Job chapter 3, you see that both good and bad people go up to heaven to rest. There is no hell. And then in the 3rd and the 4th generation, when they're reincarnated back unto the earth, that's where they receive their judgment. If they were a good person, they go through that lot. But if they were a wicked person in their past life, that's where the judgment plays out here on earth. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verses 35. For after death, when you die and you go to the spirit world, shall the judgment come, when we shall live again, reincarnated, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest. Hey, you'll see those that were righteous, them being manifest, which is what we're going to see in this final reincarnation before the kingdom of heaven, the elect of the nation of Israel. Hey, they're finally going to receive that reward by being the first fruits in the kingdom of heaven and receiving salvation from the Most High. But as for the other wicked people, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared, on a lower level, if If you're a wicked person in your past life, hey, you're going to go through it on this side. And people without an understanding of how, existence actually works, they're going to feel sorry and be like, oh, that was a horrible thing that he lost both of his legs in that car accident. Or what kind of loving God would bring about retarded people? You know that it's all through the will of the Most High, and whoever perished being innocent, they're receiving their judgment on this side. And just like ancient Pharaoh, the Most High built him up to bring him down. Hey, the Most High is building you ungodly, unrighteous Edomites up right now, just so your works can be declared by that judgment of the Most High, bringing you down completely.
God is justice.
No further questions.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you let bad things happen?
You ask very good questions.
And I believe in this clip, it's a little boy talking to God and asking him questions.
Now, Tracy, things that you might think are bad are not always bad. Sometimes there's a purpose you're not aware of.
But what about sickness? What about kids my age who get sick and die? Those are really bad things, aren't they?
Those are bad things. Yes, pain and suffering. That's a hard one to explain.
I'll bet.
I know this sounds like a cop-out, but there's
But
nothing
hey.
I can really do about things.
In another instance too, when we go through bad things, so-called bad things in this life, hey, that's to build you up, to build up your spirit, to build up your resolve. Hey, like that priest said in that previous clip, and the example I gave too, I gave, you may pray to the Most High for certain things and you don't get it easily. You have to go through pitfalls, jump over obstacles to get there. But when you come out on the other end, your spirit is built up. And especially for the elect of the nation of Israel right now, we are going through it so that the Most High can build up, our endurance and build up our faith in him, that he got us through these situations, so that when Jacob's trouble takes place, we've already, been physically, mentally, and most importantly, spiritually prepared for it, so that we have the strength to go through it and know that the Most High has our back. Let me go to, let me see. I'll go to, this is Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 1-5. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And that's straight off the rip. If Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai has woken you up to come and follow after his word, hey, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's not going to be like what these pimps or pastors and priests tell you, that God is prosperity, that once you start coming to church and following after God, everything's going to be good. No, that's just bullshit to get you to put all your life savings into that tithe basket. When you come to serve the Most High is going to put you through it and try you and refine you, hey, to make you worthy of being of that elect number and to receive that reward. Set thy heart or thy mind aright and constantly endure, and make no haste in the time of trouble. Don't get weak and fall under your own understanding and feel sorry for yourself. Why is this happening to me? I'm such a good person. I gave a homeless guy who, hey, he could be homeless. Why? Because he was wicked in his past life. So, hey, fuck him. I give a homeless guy $20. Why doesn't God, show me any love? But what you're supposed to do is cleave unto him and depart not away. The more affliction you get, the more you should get closer to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, because that's what he wants to see. Things get bad in your life, and who are you going to call unto for help? Are you going to lean under your own understanding? Or are you going to lean unto me because you have faith that I can get you out of this situation, just as I put you in this situation, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end, be of that elect number. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, point blank, period. You aren't going to hear this in a lot of these Christian churches. No matter how bad things get, take it cheerfully. And that's a sign that the Most High is dealing with you, that while you're trying to be righteous and follow after the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, you go through straight hell for it. But these people out here, robbing people, committing adultery, being sodomites, all that, it seems like they're, getting a easy go at things. But hey, just like those wicked, who's the Most High has long endured with them so that it can bring that full judgment to them, it's no different with these wicked people out here. The Most High has it to where, they're indulging in their wickedness so that when that time of judgment comes, he's fully justified in dropping that hammer dead on their head. But for you sincere Akim and Aquath out there that are going through it right now, doing your best, not giving in to your own emotions or, your lusts, when that time of judgment comes, the Most High is going to have mercy and have that protective hedge over you. And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So you want to be that acceptable man tried in the furnace of adversity, so you can be tried and refined and purified and be that gold, that silver to the Most High. And several brothers have, brought up this clip in the past of this so-called white woman because, even though she looked like an Edomite, she could have been an Israelite. But she was curious about why the Most High referred to people that are tried by the Most High, and when they go through that affliction, they're referred to as gold and silver. So she went to a metallurgist and asked him about the refining process. And I think she even, brought those scriptures up to him. And she said that the metallurgist smiled and said that when you take unrefined gold and silver, it's very coarse and rough. But when you put it into the fire and it becomes more purified, it starts to get that beautiful shine, that luster. It almost becomes like a mirror where you can see your reflection in it. And we can look at that as the Most High. When we come into our walks, we're coming out of the world. We're coming out of the wickedness we committed in this life. But as the Most High refines us in that fire and tries us, and we become more purified, we become that beautiful gold and silver to where the Most High can see his reflection in it. Salakia. So now I'm going to go to Hebrews chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 1. And trust the process. And when we go through it, just know that it is the Most High trying and refining us. If you're not, as brothers always say, if you're not going through any affliction in this life, you better question yourself whether you're in the truth or not. Yahawashi gave us the perfect example. He was afflicted in his life and was crucified. But when he, died and rose again, where is he now? He's sitting at the right hand of the Heavenly Father. So to the elect, when we go through our afflictions, once we come out on the other end, we're going to be at the right hand of Yahawashi. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Yahawashi, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High, who for the joy that was set before him, sitting at the right hand of the Father, having that ultimate power and dominion, endured the cross. He went through his afflictions, despising the shame, and is now set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So if we endure our cross and, endure and look forward to that joy at the end, hey, what? We'll be sitting at the right hand of Yahushai in all power and glory. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. And what does the header read? A father's discipline. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked. What did it say back in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2? Take it cheerfully when thou art afflicted and changed to a low estate. Because what? As gold is tried in the fire, acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So when you're going through it, just know that just like a father disciplines his child to make him better because he loves him, the Most High loves us and sees us as sons and cares about us, gives a fuck about us. So that's why we're constantly going through these trials and tribulations. And if ye endure the chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Hey, if you're not going through it while you're diligently trying to follow after Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, or if you're just one of these niggers, spics, or tontos in the world that are committing all this wickedness and seem to be getting away with it, hey, that's because they're bastards. And right now, the Most High doesn't love them, and they're going to be judged horrifically very soon. Let's get back to that clip.
Yes, pain and suffering. That's a hard one to explain.
I'll bet.
I know this sounds like a cop-out, but there's nothing I can really do about pain and suffering. It's built into the system.
Which you invented.
Right. But my problem was
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. And, that's just Esau putting some shit in there where he said, there's nothing I can really do about it. And the Most High created everything to work exactly how it works, in perfect balance and harmony. Remember, there is none good but the Most High.
This sounds like a cop-out, but there's nothing I can really do about pain and suffering. It's built into the system.
Which you invented.
Right. But my problem was I never could figure out how to make anything with just one side to it.
One side?
You ever see a front without a back?
No.
Top without a bottom?
No.
An up without a down?
No.
Okay. And there can't be good without bad. Life without death. Pleasure without pain. That's how it is. If I take sad away, happy has to go with it.
And that's a very beautiful point. How do you know what you love if you don't know what you hate? How can there be good and a measurement of goodness without evil to compare it to? The Most High is about balance. So whenever people are like, why can't we just live in a utopia where everything's good? How do you know what is good? What's a so-called utopia unless you have an example of what is bad and evil and not to do? And that's why this system we're living in right now is just complete madness and horror, because this devil, Esau Edom, tries to make everything good. That's just a lifestyle choice. And we can see why the system, is collapsing as we speak. And another example of this was in that movie, The Matrix, when Agent Smith was talking to Morpheus. He was talking to him about the different cycles of the Matrix that they tried to create. And he said that the first cycle they created was what people would consider a utopia. There was no pain and suffering. Everybody was happy, as he said it. And then he was very frank when he said it was an utter disaster. Mankind would not accept the system. So we had to build a balance to it, good and evil things, suffering and pleasure, point blank period. There has to be a balance, and it says so in the scriptures. We'll close it out with Proverbs chapter 11 and 1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. A perfect balance of good and evil, light and darkness, light and heavy. So a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh. So this society of Esau Edoms is a false balance and an abomination because what? It promotes everything against the scriptures and puts that as the standard. But that balance is going to right itself again. And this society is on the verge of total collapse. And you Edomites are at the end of your rulership and the end of your wickedness. So Abaratazah, with this lesson, I was able to answer that question of why do bad things happen to good people? And, Abaratazah, again, this was an edifying lesson. And to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, hey, keep enduring. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.